Hey guys, this is Merlini of Merlini Dota, and I'm here to bring you my first 6.79 Merlini plays, and this one is an offlane Tidehunter. This mode is actually Captain's Draft, and the offlane changes are actually pretty nice. This was my first time experiencing it. This will be a post-game commentary. If you do want an in-game commentary, you can just watch my Twitch VOD catalog. I will post a link inside the description if you would prefer to hear what I'm thinking real time. This one I actually give like quite a few instructions to my team because it's such a close game, and I'll try to remember them as I progress through the replay. So Captain's Draft, I actually pick up Tidehunter very early. I believe I was second pick. They first pick Rubik. I picked Sara. They picked Riki immediately after. The most interesting pick I think is Bloodseeker very early. I had faith that Bloodseeker would be able to win mid. He's pretty good versus Windrunner, pretty good versus Zeus too, just being able to silence him, and should be just able to Bloodbath up in the middle and just get a Magic Stick and heal up through any sort of Zeus harassment unless he gets like 2 regen runes. FNC also requested Slardar really early, so I picked it for him too. So I pick up, I think, the last hero. I don't mind playing sniper. It's actually support sniper too. That's also very unusual. And I think Material Queen plays this, and it's just like you get headshot or take aim, and you just constantly right click them, and then you get early boost and shrapnel for anti push. And it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just something I want to try out. Captain's Draft is like what I do, like is where I try out stuff a lot. So I'm gonna fast forward through like the early part of this game and start it once, maybe like 10 seconds to go. So in case you're unaware of the 6.79 changes, oh wait, I gotta go to player perspective. Hold on a second. Player perspective. I'm going to take this down so you can see. Okay, so I actually get boots first, and I'm trying to see what's over here. I don't actually have wards. Someone actually pulled me a tango, luckily. I bought chicken and boots, so I have absolutely no regen besides the 1 tango. It's on a minute cooldown. I didn't want to die there. I had the risk of like being blocked. There could be a third person up there. I don't actually know. So I just have to eat my tango, cut down the trees, and leave. So you don't actually really need to do the trick anymore where you like go over here behind their T2 or in between the T1 and the T2 and bring them over here. Because the creeps, if you have a good block, they meet like very close to the river, and if they want to harass me, they're going to have to go under tower, at least the stealth assassin. So I right click them a lot so I can bring the creeps over to me, and you can do some creep aggro tricks to help your lane out a lot, and it's just much easier to last hit when your creeps are on your side. If they try and harass you, they'll often take damage from your own creeps. Boost first, just in case I need to run. Tide is actually a pretty tanky hero, 568 HP without any items at all, any HP items, which is pretty cool. And if you're in this sort of situation, especially versus a melee hero, I would highly encourage getting max Anchor Smash. So my skill build will be a 3-2-3-1-3. So Anchor Smash, Kraken Shell, Anchor Smash, Gush, and Anchor Smash. And I get max Anchor Smash at level 7. So at level 7, I have 1 of every skill and 4 in Anchor Smash. And it also helps for stealing creeps too. If you're in a triple lane, sometimes you max Gush. It just depends whether you're actually going to be casting a lot or not. I actually try to redirect the creeps up here. I try and move them up here so that my creeps go into the tower. I fail, so I right click him to aggro the creeps, because if I push my creeps into tower, then the creep will push out closer to my river, and you always want to be like right outside your tower or under your tower, generally right outside your tower, so it'll stay there. And I just try and last hit with Anchor Smash a lot. He doesn't actually harass me that much early, so I can pick up a magic stick instead of, let's say, ferrying over some salves or a ring of regen for early tranquil boots, but he does start picking up the harass, so I have to invest in some regeneration. And you always want to tailor your build to how your opponents are playing. And if he plays super passively, then I just go arcane boots and spam the crap out of him. But he harasses me, and he knows what's up. So yeah, 6.79 just makes offlaners actually stand a chance, and they do a 2-1-2 at the start. I think we can win at least 2 of the 3 lanes. Bloodseeker beats out Zeus in middle. I've played both sides of the matchup, and Bloodseeker just wins. At least the matchup part, not necessarily the after that, but just because Zeus has such high burst. He actually double sentry. I don't know why. I actually think I like stood there and blocked the spawn, so I didn't actually know this when I put the replay up, but that's cool. wasted 200 gold for them. I pick up a Ring of Protection because he does harass me, so I need Tranquil Boots early. And this is the first time I got post 6.78 Tranquil Boots, and they're not as good as I thought. It's just really annoying it always being disabled is disabled right now. Luckily, it's not disabled by the poison from Orb of Venom. Sometimes it counts as instances of damage, sometimes it doesn't. For example, when you're a melee hero and you have Orb of Venom and you harass a Spirit Bear, it can't actually return because of the Orb of Venom damage. So, yeah, I think Tranquil Boots is probably like, whenever you attack or get attacked as opposed to damage over time, which is cool. But you're able to last hit fairly well with Anchor Smash. It does quite a bit of damage. 125 for 40 mana. That's just sick nasty good. And 30 mana at level 1. It's very cost efficient, and it also prevents him from harassing me that much just because it's such a high reduction in physical damage. 40% at all levels. That combined with Cracking Shell should leave you very, very safe in the offlane situation. So, only got my magic charges, just trying to get level 6 right now. Do I really want to leave my lane? No, I'm getting a lot out of my lane right now. Like, Rubik's not denying me that much experience because it's a small camp instead of a medium camp right now. Riki's like trying to harass me, but I'm playing pretty passively, and I have Anchor Smash, so it's not that big of a deal. And just farming away, trying to get level 6 and then make an impact. And here's the first blood attempt going on right now. Don't want to walk in a smoke cloud because I'll get slowed. I go in here. I probably could have turned around and gushed him earlier. I didn't actually think he was going to chase me, but luckily I actually get 2 kills out of this. So all in all, I would consider that a big win for my lane. Getting a 2-on-1 kill, killing the Riki early. I gave up first blood, but I think it's definitely worth it for a 2-on-1 kill. And keep in mind, the other side of the map is 4-on-3. It's a 1-on-1 on mid and 3 on 2 on bottom, so they should be able to kill him. I look at the silencer, I think he should die, but I don't actually check because I need to concentrate on my lane. And I actually have a pretty good amount of gold. Silencer actually kills Slardar first, which I didn't expect, but gotta focus on my own lane, just keep trying to harass this guy out. I don't actually know his items right now. I click on him occasionally, but it's really difficult in player's perspective because I just do it so quickly. So I'm deciding what item to go right now. I have like a fair amount of gold. I want to see like how my team is doing though, and Zeus is just not doing well at all. He is, or not Zeus, Bloodseeker is just not doing well at all. I pulled down a scoreboard, 0-1-0, and that's just not good. I check his items later, and I'm just in awe at the discrepancy of the items, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get into that later. Ursa already picks up phase boost. I can do this small camp, but I end up tanking a lot of damage, but I can't really go up there right now. I don't want to be close to the tower because they can just kill me. They already killed me over here, so if they can go at me over here, probably like almost 2 telekinesis, 2 blink strikes, that's just way too much for me to handle. I'm actually going for an early game build with an urn, and they find me, which is not good, but luckily they don't telekinesis me. I think I would have died there had they gone on me. It was a little bit risky for me to do that. Probably should have gone to the secret shop earlier or the side shop earlier, or I should have just bought my Sage's Mask from base, but I wanted to pick it up as soon as possible. And I get this because I think I'm going to be involved in a lot of kills. There's already 8 kills 6 minutes into the game. If it were a more passive game, I would just save it for Blink, but I think that there's going to be a lot of kills. I'm not going to be able to farm up my 2150, and the urn will be very, very useful for those fights, especially with my relatively limited mana pool. If you look at my mana pool right now, if I TP, I don't even have mana for all 3 of my spells. So 150 plus 120 is 270 plus 50. It's about to be 60 mana. So we're looking at a 330 mana plus TP scroll. I'd have to use my magic wand if I wanted to use everything. So I need more mana. Urn of Shadows, the mana regeneration helps with that, and the strength helps too. When they have like a lot of magical damage bursts, I need to be able to survive through like the global, the Zeus burst, the smoke screen, maybe through a shackle too. So as much HP as possible is good. I can't stay up in lane right now. I'm way too low. I'm like half HP. I can easily die, especially when they have a Zeus. You always want to play a little bit differently when they have a Zeus, so you just don't give up kills unnecessarily. I get Century Wars because I actually want to kill SA very early. Bloodseeker actually calls for a TP up top, but I TP mid. I didn't actually hear him until afterwards, and he's like WTF, and this is probably where the mid game starts going wrong for us. I didn't actually know they had a ward up in mid, but I'm just trying to play passively and just get creep kills, get more monies. I do need a TP scroll though, and he actually wants me to come up top, so They have an observer ward over here, and I'm in like no man's land right now. Though I definitely do not want to be right there. This is just a really bad place. As soon as they back off and I don't see them, I know the gank's over. Just because if all three of them swarm on me in the river, Bloodseeker can't do anything. I'll just die. Someone will get ruptured, and they'll just stand there because there's no pressure out. And it's just way too dangerous. I don't have enough mana for all my spells either because I've been spamming in the mid, and he's caught in the position I would have been caught in if I didn't retreat. So I don't actually know what he was thinking there. Clearly there were two heroes up there earlier when he was there, and then Zeus went missing. And even if Zeus weren't missing, he still has his ultimate. So that's just not a good place to be at all. And we're just trying to push out the wave. I know Zeus is somewhere on the top half of the map, but I'm not really too scared of him. Notice I'm like ready to run down right if anything happens. If I see a couple of heroes running from over here, then Rubik especially, because if Rubik comes over here, I know that SA is right behind him, because what's a solo Rubik going to do to me? Like absolutely nothing. So if I see one hero, I know there's two. It's similar to like when a hero just like runs to you when there's a Nyx Assassin on their team, you know there's a Nyx Assassin Vendetta. So I always have to keep that in mind. And they're actually looking to gank me over here, but just hug the left side. You notice I'm always trying to be wary about my position. Positioning is just so important as Tidehunter. If I get caught in a smoke cloud, if I get caught in a shackle, if I get caught in a silencer ult, but I don't take any damage because I'm too far away, then my Kraken won't proc, and then my team will die. I actually want to be caught in the AoE during global because I want the global to be taken off by Kraken. So sometimes you want to take damage as Tidehunter, and you can't say that with every hero. Like, what hero do you want to take damage? Maybe like Axe, maybe if you have Blade Mail, but in general, you have to think about these things as the game goes on. I remember I was watching a professional game the other day. It was a Bat Rider and a Life Stealer, and they were ganking like a level 7 Luna. And the Bat Rider had Blink. They blink on him, he pops out, he actually gets the Eclipse off afterwards, and he just straight up kills the Bat Rider because he tanks all 4 hits plus a Lucent Beam. But if the Life Stealer didn't actually rage, then he would have split the damage. If he takes too much, you just rage if you're at half HP. And how is a Luna going to kill you 1-on-2 when both heroes are at half HP with Eclipse already down? So sometimes you want to split the damage like that. If you don't rage, this guy probably still dies because he's going to have like a billion stacks on him. But yeah, anyways, I should have probably been at these early fights. I got the early Earnest Shadows, but I'm not actually at these fights. They're taking fights like a little bit too far away from tower though, and it's like a 3-on-3 situation at best, and they have a Zeus, so I don't really know why they're fighting so far away. We need to initiate with like a Rupture or something like that, or a Ravage, or just counter gank them when they're playing too aggressively. So I don't really think we did a very good job at all in this early game trying to prevent their kills, and they're already getting a pretty big kill advantage, and they want me to bait over here. He actually uses global just a half second too late. If they use it a little bit earlier, then I don't actually know what level his last word is, so I try and Anger Smash it off. If it was level 1 last word, I would have lived since I had 137 HP, but Rubik actually steals Sultan and Crush, and I'm like, crap. If you don't know what Rubik has, you just click on him and it'll show you. So I think it's definitely worth it though, an offlaner kill for a solo mid Zeus kill. And Zeus has like Arcane Boots plus Bottle. Our Bloodseeker has like just very, very poor. So I know the mid matchup didn't go very well. He actually was not part of my stack. I almost stole his stack just because my teammates are more reliable that way, but in this particular scenario, I wouldn't pick Bloodseeker. I would just pick the way easier mid, especially a hero that doesn't need a snowball. Looks like Cat is. I'm trying to help him out over here. Earn him up. I want to lay a Sentry Ward in case people come. I don't have Ravage right now, so I have to be pretty scared. But just try not to get caught in Shackle. Try not to get caught in too much AoE. I get hit by the Shackle shot as well as other spells. And really want to go away right now. Whew, that's close. So we're trying to pick fights right now, but we don't have Ravage. I don't know if it's the best idea for us. Bloodseeker keeps on dying. Things are just not going well for us. So this is a 3-for-1 trade. They don't have Global though. We don't have Ravage. I think Ravage is a little bit more, but I don't expect to trade that badly. So in my mind, I'm like, crap, this game is going pretty poorly. We need to try and get an advantage, or play aggressively, do something different, because what we've been doing just has not been working. 12-8 SA is still pretty farmed. I can't actually see the net worth like when I'm playing the game, so I don't usually like to refer to it because when you make decisions in game, you can't pull out a gold graph. You can't see people's last hits or net worth. So I know Riki is farmed, and I know they're winning these team fights, even though we should be trading a little bit better. So I'm a little bit worried at this point in the game. FNC isn't having the greatest game either. 2-2 on our safe lane in the 3-on-2 scenario. Ideally, he'd have 0 deaths and maybe like 3 or 4 kills with more items. But looking at his items, he has what, just Trez and Bracer and almost drums. So I'm scared for our late game because our Bloodseeker's under farm, our support is a sniper, and Slardar is under farm too. But luckily, one thing we do have going for us is a lot of minus armor, and we have a lot of physical damage too. Like most of our team has physical damage. We have Gush, we have Amplify damage, and at this point, I already know that we lost a fight on bottom, like without Ravage, and I don't want to pick a fight right now. At least not where I think the terms are even. So I just opt to push right now because when you're behind, getting even trade is good for you, right? Because you shouldn't be trading evenly because you have a disadvantage. So we get a T1, they get a T1 plus a kill. I'd say that's about pretty even. It's just a support sniper too. Doesn't really matter. Still trying to farm up right now. I actually pick up a Staff of Wizardry because I need mana. I need mana badly too. If you look at my mana pool, it's like always pretty low. And yeah, I'm casting Anger Smash a lot, but I don't want to just be sitting passively, like not doing anything. I want to be able to farm while nothing's happening around the map. So because of that, I have to spam Anger Smash, and if I get a Blink Dagger, I can still get global if they want to do so. So I just offer a Force Staff. I can push someone out of a Shackle. I can push someone out of Telekinesis if someone's globaled. I can push someone out of Smoke Cloud too. So it's still a pretty useful item. I can push myself out of Smoke Cloud too because Smoke Cloud Kraken Shell won't take off because it's like a sitting AoE, so it will just reapply once Kraken comes off. So Force Staff I think is the right pickup here. And again, we need more early game items to try and contest them as they're 5-manning right now. So when they're 5-manning and you're behind, you want to get all the items that you can to try and overcome that lead. So I see right now that there's a lot of heroes in the middle, so I can actually farm this safely. Riki was actually scouting me out, but I didn't know that. But even if he were, I can just TP out. It's like whatever. He doesn't have that much damage right now that he can just kill me 1200 HP with Kraken Shell and Magic Wand and TP Scroll. You should not die in this scenario. So he actually pings him out. I drop a Sentry Ward, but we don't actually see him. I expect him to like maybe scout the jungle a little bit to see, but luckily Ursa has a Dust. He uses his Blink Strike. Go for the Dust. I need to get a Gush on him. He's trying to fog right now. I hear a drum being popped, but the slow one, the Dust, actually got buffed from 10-15%, and with that we are able to kill him. And our cat also has a haste, so he could potentially have just TP'd out. I would have the Blown Ravage. That may have been the best case scenario for them because after that they can just force the issue mid and take down our tower. But he chose to play another way and just try and fog, which is not the wrong idea. But my team, I mean, Ursa and I were already top, so we can't be mid too. I don't know. It's like, again, 3-on-4 scenario for our team. I don't really know why they're taking fights. They should just be sitting at the tower, spamming shrapnel, playing very, very defensively. And I actually click on Sniper's build, and he doesn't have max shrapnel. All you need is level 1 headshot. You don't need damage. You just need to be able to stun. So and slow. So you need the utility spells with him. I tell him to max shrapnel. I probably tell him in voice chat, but if you're going support sniper, I would highly recommend maxing shrapnel and just trying to farm out. I'm level 11 right now. I have 4 steps, so we're doing pretty well. But it was 12-8 before. Now it's 14-9, and you know, we're just like trading like mediocre at best, and they have better team fight. We don't have BKBs coming up. I'm still like very worried, but I want to defend this mid tower because they just putting pressure on it mid, so it's like very clear what their game plan is. They want to take out mid tower as soon as possible and then like just like take over our jungle. It's much more difficult to take over the opponent's jungle when this mid tower is up, so trying to defend this at all costs. I have sentry wards on me always for Riki, and it's also much easier to retain map control if you have the mid tower, just because you only really need like a couple places for sentry wards. You just need one in middle, and then you can just like turtle very effectively. If you don't have this mid tower up, you need sentries like in a lot more places. You need sentries over here, so they don't have a ward up here. You need like sentries over here, so they don't push them up the hill. Then you need sentries from like in this mid area. You need sentries right outside your T2. So because of that, it just you just need a lot more. And I rotate and try and help him out. He uses the dust. I don't actually know how much longer was left on the dust. I don't want to risk him getting away at all. For example, he could run into the fog, TP with a global, and immediately escape. And it's a low probability that he may escape, but I don't want to risk it. I need to keep the Riki down at all costs because our heroes are really underfarmed. So I'll trade my cooldown for that. That's always a judgment call though. And I probably could have gotten the kill without Ravage, but sometimes you just gotta guarantee it. So Ursa ends up dying again. Ursa is doing a very good job too of fighting a lot. Ursa, I think, is one of those heroes that has to fight a lot, like prior to 20 minutes, because the hero strength doesn't lie in the really late game. It's being able to just like crush heroes really early with just like Phase and or Vlad's. So pause goes on right here. I'll try and speed it up a little bit. These tampons don't last long. Yeah, this is a pretty long pause. Mannered people, mannered. And I'm still like, you know, a little bit scary of how the game is going on right now. We need more farm. We need our BKBs. Like, what do they really do versus BKB? They have Silencer ultimate, and that goes to BKB. Other than that, like Riki does a fair amount of damage. But like we have like just much better heroes versus BKB. I can like blink Ravage on people to instant initiate on them before they can BKB. I can have Bloodseeker Rupture them for HP removal, which also goes to the BKB. I have plenty of right clicks. Ursa, he can't slow them during BKB, but he sure as hell can right click them with Fury Swipes. Slardar can also amplify them, and they can be very vulnerable to right clicks too. So I'm not really scared if they get BKBs, but I'm just really worried for my team because they're really ineffective without. And FNC gets caught out again. Not exactly sure what he's doing there. No bashes on him, unfortunately, and the snipe comes out late. Looks like Cat is probably going to go down here too. He was just trying to help out our teammates, but I think FNC gets caught out a little bit too much. They trade another 2 for 0, and they want to get this T1 tower immediately after, so I'm in position to defend, just waiting for them to push, and they're still in between our towers right now. Poor Yanks right now. I actually thought that he was going to move towards us, the sniper, so I tried to force him there, but he was going to die there anyways, so I went with a low probability. With better communication and teamwork, we would have been able to save him right there, at least save him for a little bit longer. Have a sentry, see if we can go on Yanks. He silences him. Silence is actually not that useful. I guess he can't cast Smoke Cloud, but I try to force him out. So I've been able to potentially save 2 teammates already, so 4 staff already coming useful. FNC, he TPs in to 5 heroes. I'm just like, FNC bro, like you gotta be a little bit more careful about where you go. I don't have Ravage up. I just used my 4 staff. My Ravage just came up. I just used my 4 staff. Bloodseeker's low. We had Sniper who was dead too, so like it would have been like 3 on 5 at best without Ravage. That's not a situation you want to take in. With that, I'm just like, well, we're probably going to lose this tower. But I'm still like in position to defend. I finally have Ravage, and I actually look for a force on him. I should have forced him right now, but I didn't want to risk him turning around and then being able to screw it over. And they steal Ravage. I get last worded, and he steals Ravage, which is not good at all. So this guy actually gets a kill on me. He steals Ravage. It's actually not that bad, though. It could have been a lot worse. Cat is getting some kills, and Pants is actually getting some kills, too. So FNC misses the stun, unfortunately, but this Zeus constantly lives too. Zeus is like really big XP for us to level 12 and get another kill too. Silence is a windrunner, so even though they stole Ravage, we actually managed to come on top there. So I was actually very surprised at this fight. I think a lot of it had to do with Riki being out of position. He was like a little bit too close to the tower at a little bit too low HP. He was at like, I think 2/3 HP. And they want to get the tower because no glyph, so I can understand where he's coming from, but he put his team in a really bad spot because they had to use like 2 4 steps on him, so they don't have any defensive cooldowns, and he can't really do that much damage because he can just die to any random AoE. We can see him with Thirst, we can see him with Amp, we can get sniped, he can get caught in the Ravage, and there's just all these things that can be just really bad for him. I'm actually very surprised that he did get the last word on me right before. Every time I Ravage, I want to cast Gush or Anchor Smash, usually Anchor Smash because you don't need a target and it's just easier to click, and it's a shorter cooldown. Like every time I cast Ravage, especially with a Rubik in the pool, so just have to watch that as a Tidehunter. Don't want any TI2 repeats coming along. So yeah, we lose. We're like very close to losing our mid tower right now, though. We don't have Ravage, we don't have Glyph, and at this point, if they force the issue, we just have to give it up. And we tried our best, but there's no point in losing anymore. You don't want to go into the sunken cost effect and just give up more than you have to. So we just let it go. I think I tell my team not to defend there, but Bloodseeker actually gets picked up on top. I believe Riki just is a little bit too farm right now, and Bloodseeker is a little bit under farm. If he has more items, he can just TP away from Riki, like I talked about doing before, but he doesn't have the HP to survive for 3 seconds. So still trying to farm up right now. Again, just going with really small items right now. Small build up with like Force Staff, no Blink Rush, Magic Wand Urn, just small fighting items. Triangle Boost I'm not completely happy with because I am kind of forced to go for a Force Staff build, but just trying to waste their time right now. And there were 2 heroes mid, 3 heroes on bottom, so I tell my team, yo, if you guys can fight, then you guys should do it. And one guy actually cancels his TP, but still, 3 on 2 and mid is pretty good. And if my team were more vigilant, they could have taken advantage of that if they saw that 3 heroes were trying to go bottom, because if I TP back home, that's like a 5 on 2 on mid, and that's the situations that you want to force. And that's why split push is so effective. You can take advantage of uncoordinated teams. If they don't back off and TP at the same time, then usually you can pick off the guys who are like, oh crap, you guys are TPing out, and like, you know, when you're caught up in the moment, when you're pushing a tower and you really want to get it, sometimes you don't notice that your teammates TP away, especially if you don't have that much coordination. So they were pretty good about that, didn't actually lose that much. We waste our time though, which is really important, and I believe we get the tower tonight. Yeah, we get the tower tonight too, so I mean, losing a tower for nothing is not that great, but we're still trying to buy time. Trying to buy time for our BKBs is just so important right now. Looks like someone's fighting mid, I'm not there, so I'm just like, whatever. Again, going with the low cost items right now. I work on a Vlad's because we have 4 melee on our team, and we just need more items. Like a little bit of lifesteal will help, armor will help, and if we ever want to do Roshan, then we can do that. And it also takes the burden off of Ursa. Ursa can go for other items instead of Vlad's, and he needs more items. He needs BKB in particular. So I'm just trying to waste their time again, just trying to delay the game as much as I can until my teammates can farm up. And I just want to drag them around the map, force them top, force them bottom, force them away from middle lane, because that's where most of the pressure's been. So I actually want to smoke up once these 2 heroes revive. I'm waiting for them. We can do Roshan if they back off. If they all TP top, maybe we can gank them at Roshan, since it looks like they're in position to do so. And I really want to get a lead, and a Roshan with the Aegis would be a perfect way to do that. Denies the Riki the Aegis, so 24-15 lead definitely not in our favor right now. We haven't even taken out their bottom T1 yet. They've taken out 3 of our towers. They're like winning most of the team fights. They're ganking more effectively. Silencer has a lot of ints. Riki has more farm than our carries. We don't have BKBs, so all of these factors combined. So looks like we're huddled around Roshan right now. We have good ward setup now, but I believe they take out our ward on Rosh very, very quickly. And we don't really have good initiate right now. FNC still working on BKB 1000 away. This guy got a Force Staff instead. Ursa got a Force Staff instead. But the Force Staff on Slaughter, I don't think it's that bad of a choice, because he does need to be able to push himself out of a cloud. If he gets defused, he's usually just going to die, and he doesn't feel like he can save up for BKB either. So it's not that bad. It's also really good to catch up to heroes that can blink strike away, or if you get telekinesis or something. It's a good investment, and you can help your teammates out. Sniper dies again, not that big of a deal though. He actually gets drumps up on our team. I would have preferred if he'd gotten Vlad's, but unfortunately he's pretty underfarmed because he is in that support role. So they take out our wards. I know they're doing Roshan right now, but nothing we can do to stop it right now. We don't have any towers to go there. So notice, like, very shortly after they take out our T1 and put a lot of pressure on mid, they can take Roshan. So you really want to defend these towers as much as possible. And they're smart in not taking out the T1, because if they have the T1 here instead of here, then we can pressure Roshan a lot. Shrapnel across from the cliff. We have Bloodseeker for Bloodthirst, and we can react faster if we have that tower up. So they take down Roshan, totally expected there. Try and take down the timer. I don't actually remember if I take down the timer. Somebody has to take it down though. I don't actually know if you can see ally chat in this. I guess not. You can only see all chat. Well, I'm pretty sure I take down the timer. For those who don't know, you can pull it down in options, have a option for chat wheel for current time, and that's particularly useful for Roshan. So we have wards on bottom. I know they're all pressuring bottom right now, so trying to pressure top again. Still the same thing, trying to delay, trying to get them to TP top so we can farm our BKBs. And it's really important to draw the pressure off your teammates, and the best way to do that, if you can't win team fights, is just split pushing or ganking. But they're at S5, so you can't really gank them when they're S5. So they're S5 right now. Bloodseeker dies again because he's out too far, and Riki has a defusal. So now we can't defend a tower. It's 5e. It's 5v4 at best. Oh, and they all TP. I'm like, oh crap, I don't have a TP scroll. I actually bought Sentry Wards instead. So that was a little bit of a blunder on my part, but I forced a lot of TPs. So 2 deaths to buy time is not the best trade, but I'm trying to make something out of nothing. And I do waste a lot of time though. They're like, all of them are coming to me. I'm trying to, I'm actually trying to TP out. And pop my magic stick, sell my Sentry Wards, TP, can I make it? And they Zeus ult for me. But I mean, look at their position right now. Like 5 of them are on like their side of the map, just buying time for our teammates. Looks like Sardar has his BKB now, so mission success, right? I mean, that was not a smart death. Ideally, I would have been able to TP out and force F into the trees, but it doesn't always happen. I bought a lot of time for us on like bottom before and on top before, so like 1 out of 3 times dying, it's not bad. I like those odds, pretty good. And it's not like we didn't get anything out of it, so trying to make the most out of a bad situation. And there is such a thing as tactical dying and creating space. Cat still trying to work on his farm. He has a dust now, but dust on Riki, he can just diffuse it off. For those who don't know, you can dispel the dust off yourself through Manta, through dust, through mirror image on Nog, Siren, whatever. You can whatever dispel mechanic you want, you can use that. I guess you can do it with Bloodseeker too. So, yep, they're pushing bottom right now. Don't really want to take a fight right now unless I have to. But notice I'm walking top right now. I want to do the same thing, just apply pressure, but I don't want to do that at the cost of us. I don't want to do that at the cost of me not having a TP. So if I TP top, I can't TP to bottom. So I just walk there. I actually tell my team, look, do not defend this tower at all. The positioning is really bad. They have the Aegis right now. It's just a really bad fight to take. And I know that if we take the fight, we'll probably... If we lose the fight, we lose the racks right there. As opposed to, hey, why not just wait at the T3, and then if they want to fight us there, it's the same outcome, right? If we lose a fight there, we lose the racks. But we have the uphill advantage. We have... Just the uphill advantage is like, do not underestimate that at all. It's much better positioning too, because if you actually look at the T2 on bottom, you kind of like have to push up a hill to defend it, which is really odd as a defending team. I don't like that positioning at all, so that's one of the towers I just usually just let fall. That's like the worst tower to defend on Radiant side, I believe. Second worst is that one that I just clicked on, the T2 on the left side of the map. So those 2 towers are just like notoriously difficult to defend, and oftentimes I just give it up because I'm just like, whatever, I don't want to die there, and I don't want to pick a fight there and lose a Rex because I fought at a T2 instead of a T3. So now they're just swinging by all our towers, trying to accrue that gold, trying to starve us out right now. But the problem is they're moving S5 really clunkily right now, and they're getting towers out of it, but they're taking out like a little bit slowly right now. 30 minutes taking out the top T1 when you have a 12 kill advantage, that's not the best. So they're not splitting up very well. And then I see Riki on bottom. I'm like, oh crap, let's take a fight on top. Riki is not there. This is the best time to fight. So immediately when I see that, I tell my team, hey, let's fight there. Let's go initiate, go. And I'm like, tell my team, go. FNC, I don't know why he doesn't sprint in and go, but he should definitely do so right now. And we actually managed to pick off someone, or to find someone. I'm like, go, cat, go. And I tell him to Earthshock, because this is the best opportunity they've given us. Like, finally, after like 15 minutes, they've given us the opportunity. 5-on-4 without the Aegis Bear. This is the time. We snipe, Cat is there, my whole team's there. Things are going well, except he is still sitting there, and looks like we pick off Rubik immediately. They use Global, and we take off 2 people immediately. Yanks, though, has the... He 4-steps away from the Ravage. I still get 2, though. Not that big of a deal, because I only think there's 3 people left, so it looked like I was about to get all 3. I thought that was a good Ravage. We get the Silencer too, and at this point, we traded what, 4 for 3, I believe, and I'm like, back guys, got back, and they choose to reinitiate. I'm like, no, and of course we get wrecked because they mass bought back. So we could have left right then, when I was like about to walk up that hill, and we would have won the fight from there. But instead, we give 2 more deaths, and I'm just like, oh man, that's just not good at all. But we forced so much out of that fight right there. So I think that was a really good fight for us. It would have been much better if we just exited right then, but still not a bad fight. Forced a couple of buybacks, got rid of the Aegis. And I thought it was a good opportunity. If we had initiated like anywhere over here, Riki wouldn't have been able to get there in time. But when we're like all up in the opponent's jungle, he can just TP there really fast. So it wasn't ideal, but you can kind of get the idea of what I'm going for, right? Just split push, wait for them to mess up. If they TP back without the whole team and the other team just like sticks there, you pick them off. If they're as like 4 and 1, you initiate on the 4 when the 1 can't get there. And you always want to react to how the opponent plays because they're in control of the game right now. It's on them to mess up their lead. They're 14 kills up right now and they're pushing the T3. I'm like, crap. And looks like Yanks is about to die though too, which is really good. He tries to BKB, but it doesn't matter. He just gets amplified. And we get a buyback by Riki. So that defend was really good for us. And they a little bit overextended over there. Riki, again, putting them in a bad position, getting ruptured at the tower without Aegis. And yeah, Yang Spy is back, and we are in a world of pain right now. Riki gets a kill on Ursa. I don't actually know why we chase him out there. Again, we have like a good position. We forced a buyback on Riki. We killed him. We staved off the push, and then we just overextend. So don't get overzealous when you're given a small bone. And now we're in very, very close to losing our tower right now. I dropped this Sentry Warrior right here because I expect our T3 to die. And once that T3 dies, I'm not going to be able to get a good position for this ward. So I know I need to place it now. And I actually didn't have enough slots for it, so I switched it out for a TP scroll, and that's just in case the T3 falls later. And it does fall. And he gets ruptured, forced, and trying to kill him, he gets sniped. He's so close to dying right now, and we managed to pick him off again. I get a Blink Dagger, and Slardar buys back, and we hold our rags. Very important hold for us. I actually get a blink because I need a blink. I can't just walk up and expect to be able to rupture it against good players. I'll get telekinesis, I'll get shackled, I'll get globe pulled, I'll get smoked, I'll get diffusal, I'll get bursted down. There's just like so many things that can happen to me. And Force is just a little bit too short of positioning. I need a Blink Dagger too, and Force have to help my teammates, or Force that for additional bursts, or to escape after I Ravage. So Force Blink, some people think it's overkill, but I highly value utility. So again, still going for small items. I'm not going for something big like a refresher. I don't have the mana pool to sustain it right now. I can't build it up because I don't have enough gold, and we don't have a very good lead on the game right now. So I need every item I can get to get back in this game. So I think Roshan is still down. I'm looking at it right now. It looks like it's about to be up. I tell them to check right now, and unfortunately for us, it's not up. It's the full 3 minutes, and looks like they are going to just... And I would definitely love to take a fight right now. 5 on 4 without Riki, without their ultimate stew is a really good fight. So I tell them to fight right now. And I don't know why they fought without Riki. It's just really stupid on their part. And because of that, we should be able to win the fight. Looks like he dodges stun. FNC is not doing a very good job of landing his stuns. But regardless, Loki looks like he's about to get focused down. Shackle goes out on FNC and pick him off. So again, you want to capitalize on any mistakes opponents give you. When Riki dies without buyback and they're like out way far from their T2, you pick a fight. Regardless of whether or not you have your ultimate stuff, you just try and fight, and your BKBs and teamwork should do their trick. So now we still made something out of a bad situation. They have 2 heroes down now. Riki has respawned, and Roshan's still not respawned. I'm just like, man, when's Roshan going to respawn? We got really unlucky with that, because right now we can force a 4-on-4, and we're trading our support sniper for their Zeus. So that's, again, another fight that we should win, and you always want to think about these trade-offs before you take a fight, not like after the fight's happened. It's like, oh, we should have fought without Riki there. Like, you don't want to be caught in this situation. You want to think about it beforehand, so you don't get caught in bad positions. Right now, 1,400 gold, just still saving for buyback just in case I get caught out. Even with the buyback nerf, it is still pretty important to have it sometimes, especially if you have a big ultimate changer like Ravage. So we clawed our way back after they pushed a T3. A little bit of overextension by them, and a couple of good plays by us are putting us pretty close to getting back the game, but they have control of the map right now. Like most of the times when we pick a fight, it's because they overextend or they're just out of position right now. So I still know that it's really difficult to take a straight up 5-on-5 unless they push up to T3. If they push up to T3, then I know it's a good place to fight because they're forced to like clump up the choke, and then I can ravage them, and then they'll get destroyed by BKBs. But outside of the fight, like someone can get picked off really fast with telekinesis before they BKBs, so it's not ideal. I know they have Roshan control right now though, so it's like it's not ideal for us. But I want to take out. I think that they're taking out Roshan right now because I knew hadn't respawned and it was very close. So I wanna take a fight there. They have so many wards. I didn't actually know this. I have a gem right now because I definitely feel like I need it. And I walk up and they try and go on me. I get shackled in telekinesis, but the Kraken shell goes off, and if I didn't get that Ravage off, we would have lost the fight there. And that was just so important that that they didn't actually silence me. If they had smoke clouded me, I would have just forced that out, but they weren't able to burst me down in time. They have like a lot of burst, but not that much burst, and I'm just spamming my Ravage button when I get telekinesis and shackle, and it takes like really good coordination to not be able to get Ravage. And Silencer didn't actually use his global silence. If he like timed it perfectly, maybe they could have gotten it off. He definitely should have used it there, and I don't exactly know why he was in the Roshan pit and why he forced himself down there, but yeah, that was really costly for them. And unfortunately, wait, did we not do Roshan because of that? Oh, oh yeah, we did do Roshan. Never mind, just getting one of my honors. So Ursa picks up the Roshan. Now I think that we can actually win this game. I'm like, oh well, they just gave us a free one right there. And it's not only important giving yourself an Aegis; it's just really important denying the enemy an Aegis, because if they have the Aegis on Riki, they can just force the issue out of Rex. Right? It's pretty much 6-on-5. They have buybacks too, so it's just like really bad. But now, like if they buy back, it takes them so long to get here, and we can just like focus everything that we have on our damage dealers as long as we can survive the initial burst with the Riki BKB and the Zeus ultimate and the global silence. Then we should be able to win the fight. So I'm like fairly comfortable right now. I pick up BOTs so I can split push the lane, so that in case they do decide to take a fight, then I'll be able to maybe pressure like the T2s, and eventually we'll be able to get a T3s once we win a fight. And I need to lay wards as soon as possible. We just won a big fight. They're most likely not going to be playing aggressive. They'll be like regrouping, trying to find what to do. They also don't want to take a fight because we have the Aegis, so I'm just trying to get map control right now. I have the gem. I'm also looking for their wards too. If they don't know where we are, they're not going to take a fight. Notice like most of the times when they fight, they've been together as fight. They've been pushing towers. Like Riki will pick people off like now and then, but if he knows I have a gem, he won't be doing that. And they don't really like play too aggressively without wards. So if I can shut down their vision, I can keep them as 5, I can keep them under farmed, and we should be able to win the game through a lot of farm, mass BKBs and whatnot. So I'm trying to get go top to pick him off since I see that he's alone, but fortunately I don't get there in time, and neither I nor Ursa nor Bloodseeker have any stuns for him. Actually, does he have Basher? No, he doesn't have Basher, so we don't have any stuns. My Ravage just comes up, and I'm just sitting behind him just in case they bait around. But I see a couple heroes pushing bottom, so I don't think that anything's around. But in case someone's farming up here, I'm trying to look for them. And looks like no easy pick off there. Just trying to create our opportunity. I know Riki TP'd away, so if their whole team's magically here, we take a 5-on-4 fight without Riki. And I have a gem, and we have Aegis. Just by some miraculous appearance that he is here. So Riki's farming mid. Still don't want to show myself, though. I don't ever want them to know where I am. I'm still trying to look for an easy pick off. Maybe someone's overextending a little bit. Riki is in middle. I want to get him right now. Looking at their team right now, they're all on bottom. So I think that we can pick him up. I should probably wait a little bit for my team, but the creep wave's about to die. I want to go on him right now. I force stab Gush, and then when he runs away and no one's there to follow, I just tell my team back, because all of them are coming from bottom. Notice no one's pushing this creep wave, so I know they're all going to take him right there. And I don't really want to fight in an even situation when I can probably pick a better fight. So no harm, no foul. They know I have a gem right now. We killed the Observer Ward, so they're still wasting their time a lot. And now they want to take us over here, and they're like clumped over here, whereas we can take position like in the hill, up the cliff, and through over here too. They try and use silence right now, and I get global, and I get last worded, and I get shackled too. It's like all this crap on me. I'm about to die with a gem. This is bad. But there's so many heroes on me, and they use so many cooldowns on me that I'm perfectly okay with that. I look at everyone's positioning around the map. I don't want to die to the Rubik too. So I look on Rubik on the minimap because there's creeps following him, and I try and follow these two. If I can get a Ravage on like 2 or 3 people, then that'd be still pretty big for us. He tries to burst us down, but I have a little bit too much HP. Gushum, Cracking Shield, working wonders. Zeus trying to kill me, but I have a gem, so I know they don't have wards uphill. I try to blink and Gushum from uphill. Again, I'm always trying to be uphill so that he can't just kill me. He could bolt me. One bolt would kill me, but I know my position well enough so that I won't get picked off. And I don't want to lose a gem. I mean, even if I die, I think we can still recover the gem, but I'm always trying to cast from uphill. Notice, like, when he's down by that ward spot, I'm, like, up the hill. When he goes down the river, I'm up the hill still. So, like, and even, like, before the fight, too. Like, when I was, like, really low HP, I'm up this hill. So, like, constantly, I'm always trying to be uphill so they don't know where I'm from. If a blink Tidehunter ravages you and you don't expect it, you're most likely going to lose the fight. I didn't have to use Ravage that fight, and we actually ended up winning it. Ursa didn't use the BKB either, so now I'm like, hey, wow, we can win a fight without Ravage. We're in a really good position now. So now I'm trying to force more issues, force more towers, and you can see how, like, the play changes as you get more and more advantage. You can start doing more aggressive things. You can take fights outside of your base instead. So I take way too long to place this ward, and it's during daytime. I know that they're going to remove the ward, though, so I'm just like, okay, whatever, they're going to remove the ward, they're going to buy sentries. They're pretty good about that, and they're smart players, and if they see me drop an observer ward in their base, they're just going to deward it. So I lay a second observer ward in mid, and that one they didn't see because I placed it from behind the tree, and they were all up there. So I still have one vision. Not a total complete waste of 150 gold. Right now I'm trying to look for the rewards right now, as well as check runes. I'm trying to work on my refresher too. I get an invis rune, I'm like, hey, check this out. And a gem is not really useful for them too. I mean, it's kind of useful for taking out wards, but if they suspect I have a ward, they can just get a sentry, and they don't want to feed us a gem, and we don't have any Shadowblade heroes. So I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to die with this invis rune. I could, like, ward up and check out, but it's not really necessary. My whole team isn't here yet. Starter, we need him, and I want someone calls for a smoke right now. I believe it's Sniper. So we all gather up for a smoke, waiting for Starter as well as the chicken. And right now we want a force rise right now. I believe we still have the Aegis, although it's not for that much longer. And oh wow, the smoke actually only hit 3 of us. I didn't even realize it. I'm like, oh, let's go, go. But they don't have wards, so it's not that big a deal. I dewarded the ward on mid earlier. When we went for the Riki. Trying to look for kills right now as much as possible. I usually try and draw on the map too, or tell my team where we go as smoke, because I want to be the one in front trying to find kills. He finds this guy, and I see the Zeus and as well as the Rubik, and I immediately try and ravage the Rubik. If I ravage Rubik, there's no way he's going to be able to steal it, and we take a good fight right here. Looks like Zeus tries to stay alive with Ghost Scepter and Yules, but it's not enough. We got enough deeps for him, and trying to force the issue right now. I believe we still have the Aegis. Zeus is down. We don't have Ravage, but it's still a pretty good fight for us, and it was really important for him to, for FNC to find that kill right there. And it was all happened because of this ward right there. If I didn't find this ward, we wouldn't have fought Silencer. They wouldn't have been forced to buy back. So having vision late game is just so important. Now they use Global. I don't have shit right now, so I tell my team I'm back. I don't want to lose a gem. I don't want to overextend, so I'm just like, we're just turning tail right now, trying to save Cat right now. I try to force him right there actually, but he got Yules before I could force, and now all my team would just get GTFO. I'm like, back GTFO. If they're not on the same page as you, make them and be very communicative. And I'm rewarded for my communication with a regeneration. And we get out with just 1 loss, not so bad. We killed 3 of them, 2 of them bought back. Actually, did Zeus buy back too? Yeah, Zeus bought back 2. So we killed 3 of them, 3 of them bought back, all for an Aegis and an Ursa death. That's pretty good for us. Now they're trying to force the issue with Ursa down and with Ravage down. That's the big thing, and they're like really desperate right now. If you can tell, like, they're like, well, shit, we've been losing all our fights right now. The kill score's even, but they can feel the pressure on them right now. With our BKBs, they can't really do that much, and they're looking for a small window of opportunity. They think this is the right opportunity for them right now. Ursa down, no Ravage. They're like going to push. I don't know what in the world Riki is doing right there though, and I'm pretty confident that we can win the fight. If they want to push without Riki, be my guess. I don't have Ravage, and they have their stuff up right now, but they're pushing right now without Riki. That's just so stupid, and they're going to lose this fight, and I was pretty sure they were going to. I wasn't even sure that they were going to initiate, or else I would have TP'd on the racks. But Windrunner dies first. Looks like he's about to die second. Gets ghosted, but doesn't matter. We have Snipe with a Sport Sniper, and now the game's like pretty much in the books. But like, if Riki were there, it would have been a lot different. Looking at Ursa's gold, did he buy back? I don't actually know. But if they had done that, then I would have been much more precarious about when I TP'd, where I TP'd, and much more worried about that fight. But if they're going to push farm 4 until our BKBs with no anti-BKB of their own, then I don't really care. Now I'm working on my refresher. We see a Halberd coming up on Sniper. Let's check his BKB. It's down to 6 seconds right now. He has a Ghost too, but if you have to go Ghost Scepter on your carry, that's almost all physical damage, then you know you're in trouble. And I just have way too much physical damage on my team though. And yeah, it does get countered by Ghost Scepters, but notice we can still kill people. We can just snipe them. I can gush them. I have Earth Stomp. That's not really that great for it, but it's good enough apparently. We could get a Diffusal too of our own, but then you just switch targets. Not a big deal. They're not really good at like sustained fights. They're good at like bursting people down, maybe with like a Blink Rubik Initiate, with like a Purge Smoke Cloud, with Zeus Ultimate and Global. But outside of Global and Wrath of God, Thunder God's Wrath. I couldn't think of the name of the spell. Without Thunder God's Wrath, then they can't really win team fights. So, yeah, Ghost Scepter, slight concern, but it's not my concern. I'm just a measly Tidehunter. Just working on my refresher right now. Fairly close to it, but I still want to always save it for a buyback. I almost always use my unreliable gold to buy my items. I will wait for, like, if I have 2,000 reliable gold, I'll wait for like 3,700 until I can buy my Oblivion Staff. And then I'll still have 2,000 gold, but it's all reliable. So if I die, I'm still just as close to my refresher. And gold management is a pretty important part of the game. I see a lot of people asking, oh, why do you have so much gold? But that's why. I just want to spend my unreliable gold, not my reliable gold, when I can avoid it. So I can also buy my refresher recipe instead of that, but I actually want the Oblivion Staff. I need a little bit more mana. Sometimes I just like constantly spamming out Oblivion Staff, and I have enough mana for all my spells right now. 75% mana regen may not seem like that much with 6 intelligence, but it's a little bit that adds up, much better than a recipe sitting in my stash. And I don't really need the item slots because I have BOTs. So they go right now. Silence just comes up a little bit too late. Trying to kill the Rubik. He's already dead, so we should win this fight pretty easily. He BKBs, but he gets ruptured, and he's forced to stand still, and now it's just a matter of just pushing an ending right now. So this game was really important in showcasing what to do when you're behind, how to pick smart fights. Like, fighting smartly is like one of the most important things in the game, and it's often overlooked by players. And you have to think about, like, why do you take that engagement? Should you be taking this engagement or not? Can we pick a better time to fight? And what can we do to prevent them from taking good fights with them? And you always have to be aware of that. You always have to be aware about like how you can pick better fights, and whether that's split pushing, whether it's just farming so you can get BKB so you can overcome the positional and item disadvantage, whether it's just taking out Aegis, whether it's just like smoking around so you can catch them unaware so positioning's not that big of a deal. Whatever it is, you always want to be aware of where and how you take fights, and I think this whole game was a pretty good showcase of that. And rarely did I get caught out of position without Ravage. Rarely did I get caught out like before in Big Team Fight 2. I didn't have to buy back, even though I was ready for it. So I'm trying to play smart. I didn't lose my gem either, which is actually very rare for me. I typically lose gem within like 2 minutes of when I buy it, which is a really bad habit of mine. I always split push effectively. I only died that one time on top with all my split push this game. I didn't go for greedy items. I managed my gold well, and at the end I have a refresher at the end of the game. So yeah, it's not the greatest lineup, but you can make it work if you have good play. I think people underestimate hero composition too. I think that good play can overcome poor hero picks. I want to TP back and then use my refresher, BOT back with my Ravage, but they don't allow that, unfortunately. And just closing the game out right now, so it's not like they want any bad item builds either. Like, they could mass BKBs too, but it's like not that big of a deal because like Zeus is almost always going to get his stuff off regardless. Like BKB helps get off what, like another couple of bolts or something, and you can still get stun locked. So I don't think they want any bad item choices. I think that they should have split pushed a little bit more and controlled us with like maybe like Riki plus SA. I think both of those heroes combined can like burst down most heroes to the point where if they just BKB and run away, Riki can still chase them down. End of the game, we actually got the kill advantage looking at gold per minute. My gold per minute is actually pretty high though, as Tidehunter actually beat out our Ursa. But that is the end of the game. Hope you guys enjoy the replay. I don't play Tidehunter that often, but he's a pretty important hero, and like it's not only like timing of your ravages and like placement of them. That's not the important part with Tidehunter. It's like where and when you take your fights, where and when you choose to ravage, not getting picked off before your team takes a fight. And these are just so important as an initiator. I think it's obviously some part execution too. The one at Roshan, I probably shouldn't have been in front, and I probably shouldn't have risked myself dying without getting out ravage, but aside from that, I thought my position was pretty good. So hope you guys learned something. Again, this was Merlini with Merlini Plays Dota 2. If you like my material, you can subscribe to me at youtube.com/MerliniDota. I release at least a few videos a week, mailbag every Tuesday, mailbag at merlinidota.com for questions regarding those. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it.